hear a crow in the distance. Welcome, eighth housers. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. Welcome to the channel. We're listening to a nice Afro house jazz mix by Rhythm and Form. That's the name of the YouTube channel, Rhythm and Form. It's called the Flow Room Afro House Jazz Mix Deep Rhythm Session, ideal for focus and work. All right, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel and check out the music. If you're a house music fan, definitely tap in. If you're an eighth houser, definitely tap in. It's only right to play that. You're welcome. Go, go, go. Sit down. All right, so today we're going to listen to some music, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our reading. Yes, 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 indeed. Oh, let me take out my sci-fi tarot cards. We're going to get started with this reading here. This is going to be a collective reading. Once again, karmic readers are getting muted by spirit. Okay? That's what I picked up in the energy. That's what I picked up. Karmic readers are getting muted. They're being silenced. Nobody wants to hear what they got to say. So we're going to do a spread on the karmic readers again today. We're going to pick on them today, since they're so whack and they're so bored. Let's see what's going on. Karmic readers are getting muted right now. It's the repetitive messages that they keep putting out. Spirit is getting tired of the same old repetitive messages. People getting caught in the same old loops over and over again. Spirit is tired of unsuspecting people getting their energy harvested and siphoned by these people. And these people don't even know what to do with the enemy. People don't even know what to do with the enemy, which is inside of themselves. Inner me, right? Your enemy is your enemy. So they are their own enemy. They don't realize they're their own enemy. Some of these people, if you look at their picture, you can see how dark and nasty that they look. They look beastly. Some of them look like, I don't know, they just look very beastly, like they don't take care of themselves here. Okay? Change is in the air. An exciting adventure into the well, into the known. Interesting. This doesn't tell me what kind of wands this is. This might be 10 of wands, huh? Change in the air. There is a change in the air. And air is the element of communication. And that is something that's being cut off right now. They're being cut off of communication. They could be experiencing drop calls. They could be experiencing technical difficulties at this time. I'm picking up on like this final destination type of energy. Freak accidents type of energy with these karmic readers. And the wands and the empress. This one doesn't say what wands this is. Interesting. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This might be 8 of wands here. the Empress just sitting pretty right here. These people are trying to cosplay an Empress energy. This is divine feminine energy. These people are trying to cosplay and impersonate the Empress. So it's like, we have the Empress and the Four of Wands. The true divine feminine is in celebration, in celebratory mode. The Empress impersonators are not. And they're trying their best to mirror the Empress's energy. We're just going to go ahead and call them Empress impersonators. They're not an Empress, they're an impersonator. They're not an Empress, they're an impersonator. Okay? They're just masquerading, they're just playing dress up. These people try to play dress up in your energy, 8,000. They try to play dress up in your energy. You're very much celebratory right now, 1111. You're also a twin flame as well, a real twin flame, not a twin flame impersonator. Okay. Four of Wands, there's definitely a reason to celebrate here. The tides are changing. It says there's a change in the air. Yeah, you're moving forward here. The Empress, the Four of Wands, and the Chariot, you're definitely moving forward here. Some of you guys could be getting a new ride. Some of y'all may have saw a UFO recently as well. Yeah, nothing is obstructing your way. You're free to move forward. You're free to go. So you might be celebrating a new car or celebrating with a new trip, maybe a road trip or something like that here with this Chariot card. Go ahead and clarify, Spirit. Karmic readers are being muted and left behind. That's what I'm getting here. They're getting muted and they're getting left behind. Their readings are no longer valuable to the collective. So they're being silenced. The people that deserve to be silenced are being silenced. Clarify the Chariot. Yeah, these people are being silenced. The Hangman. They're forced to be put in timeout. You get to move forward, 8th houser, while they are being sat down. They're being put in timeout right now. Okay? They're being muted, they're being silenced, and they're being put in timeout. Because their messages are not progressive, they're not useful, they're repetitious, and they're negative, and it's doing nothing for the collective. Absolutely fucking nothing for the collective. Nothing. These people have abused their gifts. Yep, we got the Devil card. These people have abused their gifts. These people are contracted to give the collective negative readings, keep the collective in negative loops over and over again, reading the same thing, faking their ascension 1 week, and then back to trauma house the next week. These people have a sadistic microwave gratification type of spirituality. Everything has to be ready-made. Nothing that they do is organic. Nothing that they do is real. Nothing that they do is heartfelt. They no longer believe in what they say. There is no passion behind their words, Spirit says. There is no passion. Yes. We have the Devil and we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. They're going to be, the karmic readers, they're going to be suffering bouts of bad luck after this. Okay? They're being silenced. They're being moved out the way. Their energy is no longer needed. Okay? I'm thinking about Basketball Wives, where Shawnee said, your services are no longer needed. Okay? Karmic reader, your services is no longer needed at all. Nobody needs your services. It's repetitive. It's negative. It's gossipy. It's not progressive. It's not helping anybody. Okay? We have the Two of Pentacles. You're being guided. And we have the Two of Pentacles to the moon. You're being guided right now by your ancestors and spiritual team. You're being guided right now to kind of hone it in, which is what I put up in the last reading, to kind of like hone it in, to keep secret while they're being silenced and covered up and being put in timeout. You're being put up somewhere. You're being incubated away from them, because the first person they're gonna lash out at you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna lash out at you first. All right. You're being asked to trust your senses and use your intuition at this time. Trust your senses. You're not going to know all the details yet. But trust your senses, trust your intuition. You know the right way to move. You're asked to be secretive right now at this time, to be secretive and private, because a lot of karmic readers are trying to dig into your business. They're even expressing right now how hard it is to dig into your business. Right now, karmic readers are expressing how hard it is to read you, how hard it is to get into your business. They're saying it as if they're happy, but they're actually really fucking pissed off. But they're trying to cover it up and make it into a storyline. But they're actually very much emotionally connected to the storyline. They're expressing their frustrations through this reading. So you're going to hear a lot of them say, oh, we're unable to, you're not readable right now. They can't get to you. They can't figure out what you're doing. If they're basically speaking for themselves, they can't fucking figure out what you're doing, 8,000, because they're losers. Losers being silenced, being muted, and being taken out. I picked up on freak accidents. Okay? Domestic freak accidents is what I'm picking up on here. A series of bad luck. I'm hearing a series of unfortunate events. It's going to be a string of unfortunate events for karmic readers going back to back to back. Demonetization, them being silenced, them being shadow banned. Okay? They're getting everything that they've spoken over other people's lives. They're getting exactly that, plus tax and additional fees. Okay? They're also going to pay for misdirecting and attacking the real divine feminines. So shout out to the real divine feminines and the real divine masculines out there. Regardless of your vessel. You're being asked to be secretive right now, divine feminine, divine masculine, because there's too many impersonators. There's too many divine feminine impersonators. There's too many divine masculine impersonators right now. And they need you and your energy to show them the way, to show them how to be, to show them what to copy. You're being guided to kind of like move away from that. You might be guided to shift platforms or just do your ministry out on the streets more. Clarify the Two of Pentacles in the Moon. Yep, Ten of Swords, yeah. So they could be trying to like, because they're going to have a series of unfortunate, they're going to catch themselves trying to do an unjustified RTS, and it's going to backfire, and it may result in the Ten of Swords situation. I'm just going to leave it like that. It may result in the Ten of Swords situation. They're going to be out for the count. So I think that Spirit is incubating you away from all of this because they know that as they're going through these string of unfortunate events that they're going to be reaching, trying to get at you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be blaming you. They're going to be looking at you. The surveillance is going to increase the more worse they get. So right now they are getting silenced right now. Spirit, what messages do you have for my 8,000 in regards to this karmic reader syndication? Six of Cups. They have a Virgo in your sixth house. They're after your sustainability, Page of Wands, and your vitality, Page of Wands, Six of Cups. These people are trying to keep you in South Node energy. They're trying to keep you in the past so that you don't ever move forward. That's why every other reading that they do every other week, they're rehashing the past over and over again. They just keep rehashing the past. Even though they claim one week, oh, we're ascending, we're moving on, we're moving to a new timeline. The next week, they're right back talking about the same shit over and over again. These people are in loops. Please recognize the pattern of these loops and stop watching these people. Stop watching them. They're reading themselves. And if you recognize the pattern of them reading themselves, you will see that they are on repeat, on autopilot. They have no idea. We have the Ten of Pentacles here. The community is going to recognize this. They're going to try to spin it in a different way, as if they're the truth tellers being silenced. But no, the false tellers, not truth, the false tellers are being silenced. Since the truth tellers, since they want to silence the truth tellers, they're going to be silenced as well. Picking up on mime energy. Some are going to have throat issues and not going to be able to speak, they're not going to be able to talk. Okay? Poppy seed, confusion. Something about poppy seeds. And they're stuck here. 9 of Wands here. They're going to be having really bad nightmares, sleeping at night. Some of them are having problems staying asleep, or when they sleep in, they're dreaming about the people that they did wrong. They're dreaming about being attacked by other people's spiritual teams that they fuck with. So they're having issues with that as well. They feel defeated because you know what they're about to do. Like, you know what they own, you know what they're about to do. You know these people more than they know themselves, so you know them more than they know themselves. 5 of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Strength card, yeah. They know that you have, your energy is strong here. Intuitive, you have personal magnetism with the Strength card here. 5 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. These people have to sit back and watch people they have to sit back and watch you get the recognition and rewards that you deserve. They're gonna have to sit back and watch it. They're gonna be feeling so defeated right now. Okay? You could be a life path 5. You could be a daughter of the water, son of the water. You could definitely be a water child. This is definitely a message for the water child. Okay, the Strength card is the 8th card of the major arcana, the 8th card, okay? You guys are 8th housers, okay? You could have strong Leo placements. You have a Leo and Venus, Leo, Venus. You have strong Leo placements. You have an 8th house stellium in Leo. People feel defeated by you because you already know what they're about to do. Queen of Cups, you know people, it's like you know people more than you know themselves, more than they know themselves, basically. You guys are doing very good with your creative projects and everything like that, but you're being told to work on it very privately. It's too many karmic readers saying the same things. They're all piggybacking off of each other, and then they're all stealing from smaller channels. You know exactly what they're up to. That's why they can't stand you. But at the same time, you give them more storylines for them to read on, but they can't stand your ass. They can't stand you 8 5. What they're doing. You have a 5 of Wands here, a whole group of people just watching you here. And the group of people that's watching you are the same ones making readings about this, okay? So don't believe what everybody is saying, okay? Pay attention to the larger channels. They're the ones that like to steal the most from everybody else. They have to keep up their platform by stealing from channels that are smaller, channels that are trying to get up off the ground. Somebody feels defeated by a Queen of Cups with personal magnetism. This Queen of Cups is a child of the water. It's a water child with strong Leo placements here. Meant to be in the public eye. This group right here, 5 of Wands, they know that. They've been scrambling and fighting over who's going to humble the 8th house at first, just so I pick up on the last reading. But nothing's going to come of it because everything is building up for the 6 of Wands for you to be recognized. I'm getting like red carpet type of energy, rolling out the red carpet. You being recognized for your works and everything that you've done. You may be getting offers at this time. Properly vet those offers, of course. These people have devil energy. They're trying to program you guys. They're taking you up, then they're taking you down, then they're taking you up, and they're taking you down. They give you feel-good readings, and after that, then they give you feel-bad readings. Because that is the chaos in their own mind. They're not consistent. They're not progressive. It's not in their spirit to be that. They're still stuck in South Node, so therefore, it'll always be South Node energy, South Node readings, South Node loops. They take you up, then they take you down. They try to draw you in with false positive readings. only to take you back to the past again, only to put you in bondage again with the devil card, only to program you again, program you into being just like them. The worst thing you could do is to be like them. That's the worst thing you could do, is to turn into your enemy or turn into the op. That's the worst thing you could do. You're supposed to be better than that. You're supposed to move better than that. Messages are supposed to be progressive, not regressive. These people will be facing public scrutiny within the community. Public scrutiny. A lot of people are going to be switching sides or falling back. They'll no longer be able to stay employed by YouTube or any other social media platform. I'm seeing demonetization, lesser views, lesser engagement. For them trying to suppress other people's platforms, their platforms being suppressed. They will try to accuse YouTube of targeting them, but it's actually karma coming for them. Thrashing that ass for real. Thank you, Spirit. I love this mix, don't y'all? I have my spiritual bath just brewing in the bathtub. Happy Gemini season. I am going to do a Gemini season reading on my main channel later on tonight. So check it out. I'm going to do a Gemini reading season. See what's up with y'all, my Mercurial cousins. Shout out to my Geminis. Happy Gemini season. Just officially started today, I believe, right? May 30th? Yeah, May 20th. Or is it tomorrow? Shout out to Memorial Day babies, Gemini babies, Taurus, Gemini cuspers. Okay? I'll be doing a reading for y'all on my main channel, Urban Alchemistic. Make sure that you guys subscribe. I will do an impromptu, a live stream, maybe in the middle of the night or something like that. I have to kind of move that way because I have a lot of stalkers and shit on my shit. So I have to like wait until like late night or early morning to do my reads because they too much in, like they just like, they keep watching, you know what I mean? Like y'all see what I be talking about. So I gotta pop up on y'all Geminis. I gotta pop up on y'all. I wanted to do a season reading for every zodiac sign, and I apologize for some of the zodiac signs I didn't get a chance to do, but there are other readers that I could suggest you to that can really read certain signs really well. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out what lies beneath. These people are going to be exposed for the neighborhood, for the whole neighborhood to see. I'm hearing the whole neighborhood, the whole community. If this is an online community, this person's going to start getting exposed left and right. It's going to be so overwhelming for them, so overwhelming. And every time they hit a misfortunate event, they keep thinking about you. Caution. Yellow tape. These people are forced to read their own doom, and they're forced to watch you rise. Certified caution. Some of them that like to go live while they're driving, they need to be watching the road. These karmic readers that are driving and doing these dumbass readings in their car and driving, they need to watch themselves on the road. Clarified caution. They're going to end up hitting somebody. They're going to be involved in some kind of hit and run accident if they're not careful. They're not paying attention. They're worried about comments and likes and videos, and they're not paying attention to the road. So it's saying caution here. Clarify caution. Clarify caution. Red lipstick stains. careful, like if they're doing makeup while they're driving or something like that. You need to be careful about that. Be careful about driving angry. We have lipstick stains and burning evidence here. I'm picking up on do girl type of energy. These karmic readers, they're do girls for somebody else. They're being told to discard evidence at this time. They're being told to discard evidence at this time. These people know if they're being investigated. I got a confirmation that they are being, I got confirmation after my other reading. The algorithm is going to give me a lot of confirmation. That the spirit speaks to me through the algorithm. And I got confirmation that they are being watched by a PI, a private investigator. So this person could be rushing to drive somewhere and discard evidence, to burn evidence here. This person wears red lipstick. They're being told to burn documents, destroy documents, toss it out. They're rushing to do it. They need to be careful on the road. Okay. We have tantric sex here. Wow, that's random. I feel like they're obsessed with you. And they're trying to feed off of your sexual energy tantrically. They're obsessed with your sexual energy, 8th houser, especially if you have a 8th house Venus placement. If you have Venus in the 8th house, you could have dealt with people that sexualize you, or they get some type of sadistic sexual gratification for like arousing your anger or annoying you. Like they kind of like, you know what I mean? Like lewd acts I'm picking up on. Like, okay, these people may masturbate watching you. They may like, yeah, it's like that. They're very obsessed with you. 8th houser on the second hand, 8th houser, you could be learning about tantric sex, or you could have like you could have a gift in that. Okay. It says tantric sex, and the next card says, I hate nothing about you. Okay. You do have some admirers in a sea of haters. You definitely do have some admirers for sure. You have secret admirers that are secretly protecting you right now. You have secret admirers that are in high places. You have secret admirers that are spiritual just like you, that are high ranking just like you. They could be protecting you, but they're not revealing themselves to you yet, but they are protecting you behind your back. It says, I hate nothing about you. There's another person right here looking over documents. Somebody's doing research on you. This might be the private investigator. I did pick up on the last reading that this private investigator has psychic abilities. So I might be picking up on this private investigator here. Okay. This private investigator has like a 5 o'clock shadow. Kind of like scruffy hair. Handsome guy. Wears glasses. Those red, like those oval Redenbacher type of glasses. They're looking over documents. They could be doing research about you. They're trying to figure out why are so many people after you? Why are so many people in your business? They could be investigating several different karmic readers. And they're like, kind of like, I see them on the drawing board, kind of like placing this picture, putting like strings of yarn between this picture and strings of yarn between that picture. And they're trying to figure out who's a part of this hierarchy. They're trying to figure out why are they so interested in this 8th house, or why are they stalking this 8th house, or what's going on with them. So they're getting all kind of downloads about you. This this PI, they're getting all kind of downloads about you. Okay. This person may be into tantric sex or whatever. They may have probably started watching you, started watching your channel. Watching your channel is helping them with their investigation. They're not revealing themselves to you yet. 8th house, or watching your channel is helping them. It's helping them with their investigation. So they're trying to figure out why the fuck are they after you. At first, they were looking into you because they thought that you were a suspect, but they end up realizing that you're not a suspect, that you're actually the targeted individual. So they're watching everything. We have anger management. This person found out and they got pissed off. It's almost like the same person here. So they found out and they got pissed off here. You got the anger management card. Sex shop. I did pick up on the spirit of perversion amongst these karmic readers. Yeah, they had the spirit of perversion. Maybe they got caught up with a karmic reader thinking that this karmic reader was you, because this karmic reader kept kept cosplaying and impersonating your energy. So maybe they thought that that was you, and they end up realizing that they probably had somebody had like some type of intimate relationship with a karmic reader, and they're finding out that that it's fake, that they fake their gifts, so they're pissed off. We got anger management sex shop. They just fell for somebody with a personality disorder and a spirit of perversion. They're pissed off. Now they're looking into you because they realize you're the real energy. You're the one that they were trying to be. You're the source, the originator, the one they was trying to be. Getting a room. This person could be investigating, probably staying in like a hotel extended stay. They have papers everywhere. Papers, drinks, cigarettes, newspapers, pencils and pens around them. Lots of electronics, electronic equipment, self-defense weapons and devices. Devices so they can listen in on calls, things like that. They're trying to go to these hotels because they're trying to see if they can spot these karmic readers. They might be staying in a hotel where they're there where there are. Like, I don't know. They're trying to stay in the hotel where they are. They may be investigating certain karmic readers and they figure, oh, this is a hotel where they stay at. They could be on a stakeout at a hotel as well. Love story. Seems like this private investigator has fallen in love with this eighth houser. That's what I'm picking up on. They're falling in love with the energy, but it was in the wrong person. It was somebody else that was trying to pose as you energetically. They fell in love with the energy, but wrong person. If realizing it was an impersonator, it wasn't really you. They could have their own little budding love story. This private investigator, they could have their own budding love story, or you could be the subject of their love story. But they definitely have that looming around in the background. Okay. We got putting on a show. There's a lot of karmic readers that are putting on a show right now, trying to act like they're ascended, trying to act like they're gonna get their kingdom spouse. Bitch, you ain't finna get shit. They're trying to act like they really moved on with their lives. They're actually getting their asses whooped spiritually all over the fucking place. And they're trying to do readings to appeal to the collective so that they can harvest off of the collective's energy. The good people in the collective that actually do have good things coming in their life. They're trying to appeal to you guys so that you guys can watch them because they need y'all energy. They need y'all energy and y'all participation. All right, these people make bad choices. It says putting on a show, and then after that it says bad choices. These people make incredibly bad choices. They make bad choices in dating, bad choices in bad financial choices. They have no emotional regulation whatsoever. Everything they do is they're just putting on a show and act. They're literally not human. They're just a caricature. You can see it on their face. They're literally just a caricature, just an empty fucking vessel. All aesthetic, no substance, no intelligence, no fortitude, no resilience, nothing. Just putting on a show. These people are like actors, paid actresses. I'm also picking up that some karmic readers are actually paid actresses. They're not really, they don't really know how to read tarot. They're actually like paid actors and actresses that are hired by these people. They're faking their gifts. They don't have no gifts. They're just hacking into people's devices using intrusive technology, or they might enlist people that do have gifts that use it for bad in order to surveillance the targeted individuals. So they make very shitty choices here. Very shitty choices in life. Transient drifter energy. Okay? They're weary. I feel like you guys are tired of the drama. Okay? You're tired of the surveillance. You're tired of the copycatism. You're tired of the gang stalking, the cyber stalking, the undermining of your platform or your business. I feel like you guys are just kind of tired of it here. Okay, police shows up again in this reading. Yeah, these people are definitely getting heavily investigated. This PI may have to enlist the police officer, or they're working closely with the police. Okay, they may find these people, try to find out where their hangouts are. These karmic readers that are being investigated, they're staying in the hotel, staking out, trying to find out what their hangouts are, follow them while they're driving to go burn evidence, this and that. Like, they're following them around. Okay, we have police. We have kicked to the curb here. Okay, somebody calls the police on somebody, puts them out, and call the police on someone. This could be happening to one of the karmic readers, actually. They're being put out the hotel. Maybe they're doing illegal things, illegal activity in the hotel. I'm seeing that a karmic reader is getting kicked out of the hotel. As they're getting kicked out of the hotel, this PI is right across the street watching them like, oh shit, they got caught up, da 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 da, like. Yep, getting played. Manipulations, lies, and control. Yeah, they were doing illegal things in this hotel. Spying on people, doing this and that. I think this PI was able to pick it up. This PI is staying at the same hotel as these karmic readers. As the people that's in this group. They staying at the same hotel and they don't even realize that they're being watched right now. They so damn stupid. Emotional intelligence. I did tell you that they lack emotional regulation here. These people have a very low EQ. They're always getting played, lied to, and controlled by the higher ups because the higher ups know that they are remedial in the spirit, that they're dumb, that they're not too bright. It's like they gave them one job and they can't even do the one job correctly. They have a low IQ and a low EQ. They're always getting played, always getting manipulated. They got kicked to the curb and they got called the police. This has something to do with drugs here. Heavy drug activity, whether they're drug selling, drug doing, getting high off their own supply. They get impacted. So a police officer is going to come to this hotel. They're getting kicked out the hotel. The hotel people are going to call the police. They're going to find all kind of drugs in the room. This karmic reader is heavily into drugs. Whether they doing them or they selling them, they heavily into drugs, pills. They have an addiction. They don't want to hear it. It says doing drugs, don't want to hear it. They're doing drugs to numb themselves. I heard drums. Okay. They're doing drugs to kind of numb themselves from the guilt that they feel for the walls that are closing in on them. They're doing drugs to numb themselves from being kicked out the hotel, or they've been kicked out by their significant other or their family member. They're getting played by their significant other or their family members, their loved ones. They're getting played. Their lives are in utter shambles. Utter fucking shambles. Good for their ass. That's what the fuck them bitches get. Fuck them. That's what they get. They deserve every bit of it. I give a fuck. Fulfilling a fantasy. Yeah, they were trying to do that. They were trying to fulfill a fantasy with the collective, and it's not working. Everything is starting to show. Everything's starting to bleed out. Everything's starting to show. Their character is starting to show. They're not going to be able to put up with this. Fulfilling a fantasy and betrayal. Deceit, backstabbing, traitors, unworthy of trust. Yeah, they got put out due to some type of drug deal gone bad. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They was getting high on their own supply. Or their drug abuse got out of fucking control. They got betrayed. They do drugs to numb themselves. This could be street drugs or prescription drugs here. They're always delirious. I'm picking up on delirium, dizziness, vertigo. They're always, they have very low energy. They look dead. They look dead in the face. They have very low energy. That's why they don't come on camera very much. Because they have very low dead energy. And any pictures and stuff that they show, it's heavily edited, heavily filtered. But if you see them in person, they look like shit. They look like absolute shit. That's fulfilling a fantasy. They're catfish. Big catfish energy we got. Big catfish energy. Whenever they have their clients come see them inside of the hotel, their clients are upset when they open up the door. Hearts are of never, whack and ugly as ever, however. Wow. Private relationship. They have a private relationship with the boss man. They got to give it up to the boss man too. There's a betrayal amongst the group. Like they all fighting over the same guy. the same boss man, Charlie. They fighting over this guy. Fulfilling a fantasy betrayal in a room. Yeah, this probably has something to do with trafficking, sex trafficking here. Sex trafficking, drug trafficking, all at this hotel. This hotel's finna get busted. And the people that's involved in this shit is karmic readers. Paid actors acting like tarot readers. That's the business. They use tarot to cover up for the business that they're doing. And the business is sexual trafficking and drug trafficking. Drug muling. This is pills, this is street drugs and prescription drugs. Okay. Escorts with this private relationship here as well. They're into some bad shit, I'm telling you. It's all starting to bleed out. Yep, investigating. Yep, they being investigated on. Straight up. They being investigated on. So they feeling it right now, y'all. They're being silenced. They're being investigated. They're being betrayed on. They're being played, lied, manipulated, controlled. All things that they participated in. That's what's going on behind the fake ass readings that they be doing. This is their life, y'all. This is their real lifestyle. Beyond all the fake ass shit that they post online, this is their lifestyle. Envious individuals. Envious individuals. Jealous individuals. Downtrodden, miserable individuals. Their lives are in utter fucking shambles. They are the walking dead. They have no more life in them left. No more life. They are literally the walking dead. When they say the dead is walking among us, they're talking about them motherfuckers. Falling apart. Everything falling to pieces. I fall to pieces each time I see you again. All right. It's a lot going on. So don't worry, 8th houser. Those of you guys, those of us who are law-abiding citizens, we're not involved in them kind of things. So we don't have anything to worry about, okay? Justice is going to be coming very soon under this transit. This Pluto and Aquarius transit. Is it Pluto retrograde in Aquarius? Oh, yeah. There's vindication, okay? Vindication is coming. It's going to be a big bust at a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Okay, courtesy of this private investigator working closely with the police. You're going to be vindicated, and if you've been accused of something, you're going to be exonerated. Either way, you no longer are on the chopping block as a suspect. They realize that you are not a suspect, that they were trying to make you a suspect. You were actually the targeted individual. Okay, when this bust is made, you'll see it. It'll be all over the news. And this person, this private investigator, they may have fell in love with you, okay? Or took a liking to you, okay? If this person had some type of intimate or emotional relationship with one of them or whatever like that, and then they fell back and then they realized what was going on, and it just kind of sparked up. They just went down a rabbit hole with it, with this investigation. They ended up finding out who's the rightful owner of this energy, and that's who they ended up, falling for. Right, so that is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and get into my spiritual bath. 8th houses, you guys are good to go. I'm just letting you know what's going on in the background. Since these people want to be all up in your business, we just got all up in their business for the second time today. They're being silenced because their messages are repetitious, they're pointless, they're regressive, they're negative, and they're loopy. Their services are no longer needed. It's no longer valuable. It's time for the real people to come in. It's time for the people that actually are gifted and are talented. It's time for them to be in the forefront. Okay? So you're going to see a lot of them fall and a lot of them disappear because YouTube is not going to give them what they want. No social media platform is not going to give them what they want. They're not going to be able to gain or monetize off of your energy, siphon off of your creative energy anymore. Everything is coming to a head. All right? So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the reading. Goddess of you, goddess of me. Bye.